Yep. Hi, this is Taylor Taranto, End of the Road News. So I have a supplement for the last recording. John Sullivan is back from his one-day visit. Yes, this is all from him. This is his reporting to the rest of us here. He's back from his one-day visit at Northern Neck Regional Jail. So apparently, I don't know how true this is, but this is what he's saying. That he went there for one day. Says he was in intake for 13 days when he came back. So we'll just do approximately about 17 days he was gone. 16, 17 days. So that would mean that he disappeared during that time for a period of 4 to 7 days where he was unaccounted for. So that's the weird part still. Says he showed back up today here in the hole. There's another new J6er said he wasn't with him in intake. But Box, who was with him the first time he was here in intake, said Jaden volunteered out of the January 6th pod 2 days before Thanksgiving when Box went up there. So he basically said, I'm coming down here and not going to CTF where he can be taken care of, and he would have fit right in with all the quote-unquote white supremacists. In fact, everyone here called him a white supremacist, so it's kind of interesting that people feel the same about him and a bunch of black guys here, considering that he's, supposedly black as well. So anyway, he went here around Thanksgiving, but I got here around December somethings, which means that there was about a 2-week span. It still doesn't quite add up. In fact, this guy's story, nothing he says adds up. So what's really still interesting about this is he was gone for 4 to 7 days unaccounted for, regardless of so the whole story stinks to high hell, no matter what it is. In fact, people were here when they were talking to him, because I didn't talk to him. I was just overhearing it. They asked him, where the hell is he? His story doesn't even line up with the time. So even they said that this whole thing's fishy. And no one saw him in intake. So, I know there's multiple intakes, but usually January 6ers or anyone, for that matter, kind of knows about each other. So, this is pretty strange. The whole thing's strange. The whole thing stinks. And I'm not going to retract anything I said in the previous one because he may have still been here. It said in the record that he was here pretty much the whole time. So we don't know. But he's saying he went to Northern Neck for one day. Why would they send him to Northern Neck, Virginia, Warsaw, Virginia, for one day, and then send him back here? This story doesn't add up. Nothing makes sense here. None of this shit can be true. Not all of it. So some of this stuff has got to be bullshit. And, we know that there's liars everywhere. We know that. And so you're just going to have to trust your instincts on this one, because there's no witnesses to half this shit. The people who did witness things, they're in here, at least with me, they're questioning this. We're going to have to just say that this whole thing stinks. Everything is fake about January 6th. The new J6er also said he's not even a Trump supporter who's down here. So, we got Trump supporters in the news, but not a lot of them anywhere in pretrial detention, nor when you actually read people's sentencing news where they say, well, I was a Trump supporter, but not anymore. And it's like, well, was there ever any proof ever that you were a Trump supporter? We just got to take your word for it. If these so-called Trump supporters that rioted at the Capitol, which a majority of them turned out not to be true, it's just not true, a whole hell of a lot of it. but yet we have to believe the mainstream media like they've been telling the truth about Trump the entire time in the first place. You know they're trying to get this guy. You know they're trying to bring him down. And they'll stop at nothing. So, even lying and making up the entire thing, I mean, just pay attention and watch the show. I mean, this is ridiculous. So I'm just reporting what I've heard today. And I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm not telling you to believe them. I'm just reporting what they're saying. Mostly everyone thinks that, John Sullivan's a full of shit con artist, and for the most part he is, but at least he's trying. I mean, trying something. I don't know what the hell he's trying, but the government sure as hell is lacking a bunch of, these official sources are lacking integrity. You don't have to trust anyone. You certainly don't have to trust anyone. I mean, you're just listening to this going, this is a strange story. It is strange. But the thing is, I'm not the only one reporting this stuff. I mean, the stuff I'm doing, certainly it's exclusive, but, a lot of things. Ray Apps was a Hillary Clinton supporter. We're just supposed to believe that he was a Trump supporter when he was there, and then, but not anymore. Not ever. Not fucking ever. So, you can certainly believe it, but anytime you hear the news saying, this is a conspiracy theory, they're just labeling anything they don't want that's inconvenient truths for them as conspiracy theories, outliers. And the thing is, the only thing we're outing are liars. This entire step, the entire process, for the past 4 years, everything January 6th has been a practical lie, including the January 6th committee. They've walked back all sorts of claims to the extent that even saying, we deleted all the evidence, so no one can see it. And we have just people retracting things. I didn't see any evidence. I didn't see any evidence. That's the chairman of the January 6th committee saying he didn't see any evidence, so no one can hold him in any sort of accountability. We don't have to believe anything. In fact, we now know that the Pentagon even lied and did a cover-up concerning their investigation in the events surrounding January 6th. They are all running away from this, and we're just supposed to believe Robert De Niro and a bunch of fake cops that were supposedly got hurt. Officer Fanone. Wow, what a joke. These guys are all left behind the ears. We're just supposed to believe.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We're just supposed to believe every story they throw in front of us. No one would ever lie to Congress, unless they're a Trump supporter, and everybody else gets a free pass. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm sure we'll be hearing more. So stay tuned. Stay glued to whatever the hell you watch, the internet, Telegram, whatever. And you'll probably hear more stories, at least from over at End of the Road News. This is Taylor Taranto wishing you and your families and anyone that really gives a shit about the truth a warm welcome, and stay tuned for the rest of whatever the hell is going on in D.C. I'm sure it's going to get crazy here, so stay tuned. We're going to see what happens to Trump in this coming week or two. All right, End of the Road News signing out.
Thank you for using